Well, even in the disciplines of anthropology, for quite some time, there has been a lot of differences and disagreements upon the demarcations or the boundaries between nature and culture or nature and society. And even among the anthropologists, for quite some time, this nature and culture or nature and society is seen to be something different. And the works of Julian Stewart, once he come up with the idea of this cultural ecology, some sort of a dualism has been realized, if not seen in the context of the relations between nature and society. In today's lecture, we would be looking at the theme of what I call as paradigms in human environmental relations, and within this we would be looking at the three paradigms which is developed by an anthropology, Gisli Palsson, a professor in anthropology who is based in Iceland. Now, he has in a way developed three paradigms, namely Orientalism, paternalism, and communalism. And he has actually tried to condense different sort of ideas in looking at how these three paradigms is overlap at the same time, the kind of differences among them, and it is sort of an attempt to find out an alternative ways of trying to locate the relationship between human and environment in general and nature and culture. So, it also tries to look at the different trends of how the evolution of or the development, so to say, in the modern parlance is in a way looked at. Now, mostly if you look at the kind of engagement in today's modern context, the ecologists are more or less being sort of looking at the theme of this ecology in general, and to some extent their main engagement is in trying to sort of demarcate from the other disciplines of social sciences. Now, they in this pursuit, they tends to compare the order of nature as if they were in a way sort of separated, and also which are being autonomous, and in some way the ecologists also engage in trying to look at the link between these two. Now, this is perhaps what Holling and others tries to observe. Now, given this context, even if there is sort of a dialectic which in a way engage by certain kinds of using certain jargons, and there has been a continuous boundary or demarcation which is being seen in the context of this society and nature, and which happens to be a topic of contestation for quite some time, as I said. Now, way back in the 1970s, there was sort of a path-breaking things which happened, and that was when Marcel Salins, another anthropologist, sort of categorized this anthropology, which in a way is a discipline which is trapped between this idealism and materialism, and which in a way is a prisoner pacing between the farthest walls of his self. which in a way engage in trying to reinvent the allegory of what the cave from Plato's Republic. Now, in a way, if you look at anthropology in general, what Pelson also critically argues in this particular paper which I am relying on, and what he says is anthropology is mostly based on those colonial ideas, if not the Western objectivist, the Western science objectivist, and they tends to report, if not write about other cultures from their perspective and not from the host community. So, that sort of ideas or biasness was prevalent even in the domain or in the discipline of anthropology, and there has been a strong critique or something made on anthropology as if it is the bastard child of colonialism. Now, in some way, this sort of engagement which the anthropologist has also encountered needs to be relooked and re-examined, and what is the kind of differences, if not the missing link between when someone study a particular community. Now, if you look at the social theory, there is this organic individual which in a way is often contrasted with the collective life, and the former, that is the individual which in a sense is assumed as part of nature, while the collective is seen to be superorganic. When we say superorganic, we are talking about the larger domain, the larger picture, if not the culture which in a way guides a particular society. So, this sort of organic and superorganic in a way, or maybe this sort of dichotomous relationship between the individual and the collective social life in a way can be replicated when we study the relationship between nature and society, if not the human environmental relationship. Now, we will try to look at the kind of distinctions which is made between nature and society. Now, one of the key modernist discourse which is being constructed over the past decades have in a way increasingly been a subject of discussion in several fields, including this anthropology and environmental history. Now, this nature and society for quite some time happens to be sort of a hot debate, not just between among the sociologists or anthropologists, but across different disciplines, and primarily anthropology and environmental history. Now, there are different methods which are being used, the kind of approach, paradigms to understand or to locate this dichotomy, if not the dualism which exists between nature and society. And Marxian approach is one such wherein there is a restriction which is primarily restricted to human relations and which is to look at the human environmental analysis. So, in the study of Taper, if you look at, wherein he argued that these particular communities who engage in foraging, that is hunting and gathering societies, usually humans and animals tends to engage in a mutual production of each other's existence. Now, by saying this mutual production. We mean to say that one party becoming the producers and the others becoming the products. So, in this is sort of a continuous engagement between the environment, if not so called animals which usually the hunters rely on. So, this is one of the ideas which Tapers has developed. Now, this Marxian approach in a way can be helpful in looking at the analysis of this the human environmental relations in some way, because it tends to begin looking at the kind of economic productions and man usually engages the first form of his relations with the environment is economic in nature, and in the earlier lectures we also talks about that the economic meant how an individual by being an economic man engage oneself in the environment. Now, similar to what Tapers has observed, Brightman in a way tends to look at the case of this the Canadian Cree, in which the humans and animals successively participate as producers and other animals willing to surrender as that is the product of their own bodies, and the hunters in a way returning to them as a cooked food, all figure in idiom of love. So, this sort of metaphorical or sort of ideational relations which exist between human and the environment in a way is based on a continuous engagement of what is called love, or we can in a way say they are being dependent of each other. Now, from the Cree experience, and which we have in a way discussed at length in the preceding lectures about how the Cree people or the Cree hunters engage in their economic pursuit, that is for their sustenance. Now, it is interesting to in a way observe that how this sort of symbiotic relationship is being established between the humans, that is the hunters, and the animals, wherein that sort of understanding, mutual understanding exists between the two, because the human in a way playing the role of that producer, and the animals in a way voluntarily sacrificing as the product, because unless the animal sacrifice itself, and of course the human need it for a foodstuff. So, that sort of relationship is established, and what Brightman has quite eloquently put it as an idiom of love. So, one entity has to sacrifice in order for the other entity to exist or continue. So, this sort of processual engagement of human and environment relationship is something which we would be looking at. Now, the three paradigms which is developed by Paulsons is Orientalism, paternalism, and communalism. And these three paradigms in a way are different in nature, and they sort of the earlier two Orientalism and paternalism are slightly close enough, and they are similar because it rejects the radical separation of nature and society, because the communalism is different from the two because it tends to reject the radical idea of the separation of nature and society, object and subject and which rather tends to sort of give the preference of this notion of dialogue. Now, and there is sort of an interface wherein all these relations can be exist, that is between a nature and society, object and subject. Now, this separation can be in a way removed if not negotiated. This is what this paradigm of communalism in a way believes and tries to look at. Now, if you look at the kind of ethical approaches in the making sense of the environment, that is the human environmental relations, are in a way highly connected. Now, this sort of ideas in a way has developed to many scholars who have a continuous engagement in this sort of paradigms. Now, Marchand in 1990 has in a way applied sort of a taxonomy, that is a classification of plants, animals, so on and so forth for this human environment relationship, and also come up with this environmental ethics, which tends to sort of distinguish between the egocentric, the homocentric and the ecocentric approaches. Now, in this environmental ethics, it tends to look at the innate sort of relations or understanding between the human and environment. And Marchand has contributed significantly by firstly trying to come up with this idea of this taxonomy, that is classification. Now, the first one, that what egocentric talks about. Now, Marchand in a way suggests that this egocentric approach is grounded on the self and laissez-faire capitalism. Now, it is interesting to see that the modern trends of how human in a way tends to share a relationship with their environment in this egocentric approach, wherein the self becomes the most important thing, and in laissez-faire capitalism you could actually see that how the state is not allowed to sort of intervene in the interest of those who pursue their individual interest. So, in a way you can see this as a free enterprise, and wherein individualism is given so much importance. Now, this is what the egocentric approach tries to espouse. And the second one, that is the homocentric one, it is grounded in society. It is more of the sort of relations or dualism which exists between members of the society, and it tries to look at the idea of this stewardship, that is one's engagement in caring and nurturing. So, it is interesting to look that even in this idea or approach, one can actually try to locate these notions of stewardship, that is how an individual is engaged in these homocentric ideas. And finally, if you look at in the ecocentric approach, which strongly addresses the whole sort of universe or the environment, which assign certain kind of an intrinsic value to even the non-human nature. That is, it tends to sort of recognize the existence of other species as well. It is more of holistic in approach. Now, you can see these three differences. The firstly, with that is the egocentric, which talks about the self interest that is primarily based on the individualism, and in the modern context the most suitable example is the laissez-faire capitalism, and which talks about the free market. And in individualism and free market, you could actually see a lot of competition. Now, usually mankind engage in some kind of competition or in competition among the other members. Now, in the homocentric one, it sort of tries to espouse sort of an idea of being paternalistic, that is, which talks about as if one has the rights of engaging in caring and nursing, that is stewardship. And the third one, that is finally that the ecocentric approach in a way tends to give respect the mutual existence of every species, that is every species has the right of being in their own, that is you tends to value the intrinsic value of the kind of relationship which is shared between human and nature. Now, it is important to situate or look at this nature society relationship in history and some of the ethnographic accounts. If one does not look at or situate this nature society in the history, it will be difficult for us to talk about even the modern context. Now, there are some works which are being done during the medieval Europe, wherein they closely observed and looked at the kind of relationship which is shared between nature and society. Now, to begin with, usually there was no sort of demarcation or a radical separation between the two, even during in medieval Europe. Now, if you look at the works of Guribek, he argues that in medieval times, man tends to presume himself or thought of himself as an integral part of the world. That is, that sort of biocentric ideas evolve around humans. That is, they are part of sort of nature. That sort of cosmology was being inherent in that particular time. Now, his interrelations in a way with nature was so intensive and thorough that he could not look at it from without, he was inside it, which means he doesn't look at nature as separate, but rather as if human is part of nature. That is, it doesn't tends to sort of draw a boundary, and there is no radical separation. This is what the study of Gurevich espoused. Now, it is also interesting to see that this sort of interrelations in which the individual tends to position himself not outside but within, that is, to locate oneself as a part of nature. So, that sort of dualism or that symbiotic relationship which exists between nature and human is pretty much evident in the context of Gurevich's study of these medieval times, when human tends to assume himself to be sort of an integral part of the world. That is, human is one entity in the whole cosmos. Now, the particular term called individual originally meant indivisible, that which cannot be divided, like the unity of the Trinity. Now, the idea of the use of this particular jargons like individual in medieval times and the modern contemporary period is different. Now, as I had pointed out how in ecocentric the idea of this laissez-faire capitalism is being posited, wherein there is a free market, free competition. You talk about individualism, and you talk about your self-interest. But the use of this particular term individuality in medieval times in a way talks about indivisible, that is one is pretty much embedded in the system or part of it, that it cannot be really removed out, or one cannot be seen or talk about in isolation. So, that is the kind of usage or the jargons which is normally used in medieval times when they talk about individual, that is nothing but indivisible. So, it can be looked at as the unity of the Trinity. So, it's sort of like one cannot exist alone or in isolation. So, it has to be sort of existence, a collective, it believes in collective existence. Now, this sort of systematic fragmenting of the medieval world and othering of nature, when we talk about othering of nature, we are in a way referring it to something different, that is in separation. Now, this sort of fragmenting of this medieval world and the othering of nature in a way tends to entails the kind of what Renaissance period looked at. Remember how the idea of this Renaissance takes place way back in the 14th century, and it began in Italy, and during which those artisans, painters in a way tends to portray the sort of the divine understanding, if not the glorification of those godly designs. So, they were in a way playing a very important class, or held a very important positions in Europe at that point of time. So, in this, the whole idea of this Renaissance period was to in a way transform, if not the idea of this Western attitude. For instance, their whole idea about the environment, the knowledge and learning was in a way dramatically transformed. It tries to espouse some sort of a transition, and for instance, if you talk about the Renaissance painters, they were pretty much skillfully trained, and their notion of these ideas were based on the Aristotelian philosophy and the medieval church. Now, this holistic understanding or engagement in trying to espouse the idea of knowledge was pretty much rampant in Western Europe at that point of time. Now, this is something which we can sort of categorize as a Cartesian anxiety. A Cartesian is nothing but which is primarily based on the idea of French philosopher, that is René Descartes, and Descartes in a way often talks about the logical analysis and mechanistic interpretations of physical nature. So, this is the ideas what René Descartes usually tends to look at, that is he rely on not simply a subjective idea or a mere hypothesis, but based on the logical analysis and mathematical mechanistic interpretation of physical nature. That is, it believes in an objectivist notion of ideas. Now, what is this Cartesian anxiety then? Cartesian anxiety in a way talks about the hope that studying the world will give us unchangeable knowledge of ourselves and the world. Now, it is interesting to see that, because it is not based on a mere subjective ideas or notion of thinking, but rather if one engages in using this sort of a holistic approach of understanding, this Cartesian anxiety in a way will give a very holistic understanding, or if not a rational understanding of what happens around the world. So, this knowledge will remain unchangeable. Now, this is how we tend to contextualize and understand ourselves in the context, in the domain of this universe. Now, this Cartesian anxiety in a way also talks about the estrangement and uncertainty. However, this separation from the mother world of the Middle Ages and the nursing art was to be to some extent compensated for this rational ego, that is the obsession of this objectivity and a masculine theory of natural knowledge. Now, when we looked at this idea of a rational ego and the obsession with objectivity and masculine theory of natural knowledge, these are partly some of the Cartesian anxiety talks about, that is the estrangement and uncertainty and the separation from the mother world of the Middle Ages and nursing art. So, art is not seen as no more addressed as mother art, or not something which is seen as caring and nurturing. Rather, it talks about seeing things, the whole idea, attitude to environment in a way has transformed and changed, as we said, beginning from the Renaissance period. Now, how is the world or the art in a way being perceived after this period, that is the Renaissance period and what we generally understood as the Cartesian anxiety? Now, the art in a way is being addressed as C, that is nature in a way becomes it, and it can be understood and controlled. Now, that is what we are talking about, othering of nature. You are in a way engaging in a radical separation of human and nature, or society and nature. Now, when you use that particular term as it in a way can be sort of understood and controlled, and not by using sympathy, but by the very virtue or the notion of this objectivity of the it, that is the otherness of nature, is now what allows to be known. This is something usually classified by Bordeaux. Now, this sort of separation, the demarcation which is being transformed, the idea or the perceptions which is transformed of addressing or perception of nature, has immensely sort of transformed the relations between, in a way, the human and nature. For example, if you look at if nature as an other, it has to be in a way translated. It needs an explanation, since it relies on rationality or objectivity. So, much like what the sort of the fall of the Babel Tower was looked at, the noise in the ruins of this tower, it demands a close attention and effort at understanding. So, one needs to go back and look at history. So, one needs to have a glimpse of history in order to come with certain kind of a rational explanation in this context. Now, a translation in a way indicates the relative submissiveness or superiority of the translator. What happens when there is a translation being processed?
So, the translator obviously have an upper hand and the authority of the receptor vis-a-vis the source, because he in a way would translate things in a way he like. So, there is a chances of distorting facts. At the same time, one can sometimes rely on concoction. So, this sort of the lacuna cannot be ruled out in the context of when this translation takes place. Now, this is also primarily one of the problem which is being encountered in the context of the ethnographic accounts of those colonialists, wherein they tends to translate or looked at the native societies from the Western objectivist or those rational scientists perceptions. So, therefore, this sort of translations, when it involves a certain kind of problems which is usually encountered. So, this kind of perspective in a way are usually being applied in the ethnographic enterprise. What is ethnography and what is doing an ethnography? Usually anthropologists and sociologists mainly engage in the long durations of exposure to an unknown culture or society, and tries to collect data and trying to look at the culture of different societies and tends to interpret. So, there is a sort of a translation which again looked into, because those scholars who are in the field would try to amass certain kind of data. They translate and transcribe and translate those information. So, sometimes those information are the chances of being manipulated. Now, this is what Pelson has observed, wherein I quote, how ethnographers in a way as a visitors or a guest meet their host, that is the society what one is studying, and how they are met by them, and how they manage their lives among them, and how they report what they have experienced varies from case to case. Now, for instance, if you look at the colonial ethnographic accounts, many of the reports which they normally write about many native societies are today being challenged and debunked by the regional scholars themselves. For instance, they tend to use those jargons which are never part of that particular culture, because those are more or less based on a preconceived notion of ideas, because you tends to impose that particular thing on them, that is the host community. So, the kind of interaction, the first interaction or the kind of impression which is being posited on the host community is how the ethnographers engage in their report, primarily from their kind of experiences. Now, since the two, that is the guest and the host, comes under different settings or different experience or different cultural backgrounds, so the uniformity or the interface of these two in a way would sometimes bring out negative result. So, that is something which cannot be ruled out, and this is what we talk about in this the ethnographic enterprise, that is in translation. Now, the whole idea of this Orientalism and paternalism in a way is also embedded in this kind of perception. Now, interestingly, what Pelson is trying to also bring in is how this sort of translation is involved in this ethnographic study is also similar to the kind of approaches what ones look at between the relationship between nature and society. And in this environmental Orientalism and paternalism, there has been sort of a contrast perception, that is the dominant perception of domination and protection with respect to the environment. Now, this contrast, that is domination and protection, is also something which needs to be looked at. The key difference between the Orientalism and paternalism is that while the former, that is exploits, the latter protects. So, this is something which we have to look at. Now, again, this environmental Orientalism in a way suggests certain kind of negative reciprocity in human to environmental relationship. And what is this negative reciprocity? And whereas this paternalism in a way implies a kind of a balanced reciprocity, that is sort of a dualism which exists between the two. And paternalism in a way presupposes this human responsibility, that is the kind of responsibility on the part of human to care for this nature, or sort of caring and nurturing responsibility is being on them. Now, however, in both the cases, there is an assumption as idea of what is known as a masculinity attitude, or the nature of, or the perception of being a masculine, that is the mastery of the masters of nature. That is as if human have that sort of capacity, if not the responsibility of being a master of nature. That is, nature is something which needs to be protected and controlled. So, that sort of authority is being self-bestowed on human. Now, different from what Orientalism and paternalism talks about, communalism in a way looked at differently. That is, the third paradigm, the communalism in a way emerged, tends to reject this idea of a radical separation between nature and society, and also between object and subject. So, in communalism there is no demarcation between what is objective and subjective, or if not object and subject, and this idea of the modernist assumption of othering, that is separation, certainty and monologue, adding the dimensions of this continuity and discontinuity. Sometime the Western modernist idea of perceiving things is and sort of demarcation is as if at one point, at one stage, they have come out of the natural order. That is, they are no more part of the nature. And by classifying some communities or group as permanently still embedded or close to nature. So, this sort of attitude of declaring oneself to be no longer associated with nature is also something which has to do with this idea of discontinuity. And whereas there is this dimensions of community of a particular group where they are still in continuous engagement with nature. So, this sort of differences of the binaries or dichotomies which exist between subject and object, continuity and discontinuity, are something which communalism in a way reject. So, this paradigm in a way strongly suggests a kind of a generalized reciprocity in these human environmental relations, which in a way tries to invoke the notions of this contingency, participation and dialogue. So, until and unless one tends to participate, that is to see things in context, to contextualize oneself, there will be no scope for and deeper understanding or analysis, if not a dialogue between all this. Therefore, this sort of similarities which exist in the human world and the natural environment is sort of seen as similar, that is the analogy between the human world and these ideas. Now, humans often treat other human beings as and the environment in a similar manner, and indeed the discourse on nature, that is ethnography and textual translation, have much in common. Now, the kind of how we treat our fellow human beings is also similar with the kind of how we treat the environment. So, if you talk about the modern ideas of class system, the inequality, economic inequality, and the kind of sort of ethnocentric ideas which we have, the kind of discrimination which we have towards our fellow beings, in a way also sometimes matters, and that is how we tends to perceive and look at the environment, because you tends to draw some kind of a self-interest, if not egocentric ideas of approach in looking things or locating that kind of relationship. Now, therefore, the discourse on nature, that is the kind of relations between human and nature, is also in a way ethnographic and textual. So, this sort of this translation has occupies or makes sense in terms of looking at the idea of this human environment relations again. Thus, this particular use of this the metaphoric language again is a classic rhetorics, because for example, if you take the jargons, the metaphors like irony, tragedy, comedy and romance, all these in a way partly, if not wholly, has appeared in a wide range of fields and contexts at different points of time. And in a way, by using this, you are trying to connect or relating yourself with nature. So, unconsciously, this sort of metaphorical uses is sort of rhetorical in nature, because this is how the human cannot afford to be, like seen in isolations or different from what the environment is. This metaphoric association in a way draws upon the language of this personal relatedness of sort of kinship and sexual relationship, which have often been used to represent both textual translation and nature society interface. So, this nature society interrelations or interface in a way allows us or sort of guided us into this textual translations. Now, for instance, if you may recall the poem which was being written by William Wordsworth when he talks about the daffodils. Wordsworth, in a very fine day, tends to visit the countryside and encounter these wildflowers called the daffodils, and tends to look at the kind of movement it's moving, heaving away, like because of the strong wind. Now, that sort of assumptions was Wordsworth was pretty much enchanted by that particular movement of that daffodils that he ended up composing, and tends to compare with the kind of relate himself with nature. Now, that sort of romanticizing of nature in a way again is how we tend to relate ourselves, that is the nature society interface or the human nature interface sometime result to certain kind of this textual translation. The way we tend to translate or romanticize this particular sort of idea, and this is sort of a metaphoric associations which normally where we tend to draw the language and this personal relatedness. Now, this sort of ideas is something which we would like to look at. Now, what is this Orientalist exploitation then? This paradigm, that is Orientalist exploitation, not only establishes a fundamental break between nature and society, but it also suggests that people are masters of nature and who are responsible to sort of take care of this world, that is in charge of the world. Now, as Tim Ingold has said, he has observed that in the colonial world, that is the colonial regime, the world becomes a tabula rasa for the inscription of human history. What is tabula rasa then? It is sort of wherein there is no preconceived notion of ideas or prescribed ideas. It is sort of a blank note, a blank sheet. So, as if in this colonial regime, the world becomes a tabula rasa for the inscription of human history. So, the human history ideally sort of begins as colonialism advances. Now, this sort of predetermined, if not the human mind or the human history in a way was a blank slate at that point of time before the pre-colonial encounters. So, once this colonial encounters takes place, those ethnographic accounts by those anthropologists and colonialists in a way has sort of emerged as the foundation of the history of the many communities. So, therefore, in this particular colonial regime, there has been a changes, a transformation of the history has been rewritten by the colonialist. Now, in some way we can say that the kind of literature which involve in the world is mostly of the colonial writings, and even in the Indian context, if you look at, we are still following many of the colonial regimes practices. If you take the examples of for instance, the forest rights, many of the forest rights acts are still an extension of the colonialist regime. Now, this sort of classification of forests, trees, all these in a way have begun or sprung up way back in the British colonial period. Now, we still can't do away without this the colonialist hangover, because we are still pretty much dependent on our ideas, our notion of thinking has in a way been impregnated because of the colonialist. So these ideas in a way has begun with or comments rather since the period of this the colonial regime. Now mostly the exploitation, if not the ideas of how we tend to assume the nature in a way, is also being guided by this sort of the Orientalist ideas. So this is primarily what the Orientalist exploitation talks about, of how the human in a way tends to takes the place of the masteries of nature, as if they have this authority or power to govern the world. Now this sort of metaphors which are normally being used in Orientalism is again sort of one with to do with domestications of frontiers and expansions of exploring, conquering, exploiting of the environment for the diverse purpose of production, consumption, sport, display. And I'm pretty sure that you all know what these vocabularies mean to. Now, for instance, conquering, exploiting of the environment. So many of what we tend to witness even in the present context, this whole idea of exploiting or conquering in a way is seen to be vis-a-vis the kind of development paradigm which we are following. So we still cannot come out of this whole idea of how we conceive or tends to look at nature. So this perception of what we have seen in Orientalism is still pretty much continuous, that is domestication. For instance, what do you mean by domestication? It is not just about as if you are owning or controlling something, but you have that overriding power over something by sort of domesticating it. Now similarly, you can also talk about the commodification of nature. When you tend to commodify a particular thing, you tend to see the external values, and you tend to compromise by looking at the intrinsic value. So this sort of perception or ideas are strongly pretty much evident from the kind of vocabularies which are being used. Now this sort of attitude in a way is pretty much dominant in the context of Orientalism. Now in this particular context, that is the Orientalist context, the scientists in a way tends to present themselves as an analysis of the material world, that is, which are in a way perceived to be unaffected by any ethical considerations. Now in trying to look at the or trying to interpret the material world, the Orientalist in a way tries to contextualize and they seems to be remains unperturbed by these ethical considerations. When we talk about ethical consideration, we are also looking at the kind of innate meanings or the intrinsic value of a particular things. But the Orientalist, in the Orientalist context, the scientist seems to be remain unperturbed by all these happenings, or rather any kind of any ethical considerations. Now this persistence, the continuous idea of this othering of the object, for example from the Baconian imagery of sexual assault, of entering and penetrating holes and corners. Now this sort of what we have seen in the Baconian imagery of the sexual assault in a way is a persistent continuations of othering of the object, because you tends to use these vocabularies of entering and penetrating. Now, if I may recall, you can in a way say that many of those hardcore or the radical eco-feminists who tends to explain by using the Marxist approach says that the first seduction or objectification of the man engagement with nature is when they tends to use those heavy plows, because the moment the plows get into the soil, that is it really tear apart the soil and the earth. So, in a way you can see the human forceful engagement in sort of penetrating and also trying to exploit the nature. So, we can in a way use the Baconent imagery of this sexual assault, and then similarly this is tantamount to even the using the term called as if one is engaging in raping or certain kind of a forceful intrusion into the body of something. Now, this is something which is cited in the works of Bordeaux and is a recurrent one. Now, this sort of a sexual exploitation, or if not trying to look at the perception of this materialistic or material world, can be sort of interesting to see in this light or paradigm. So, therefore, one can once you tends to draw the boundary of even the gender discrimination, if you look at the moment you sort of discriminate between the two and tends to perceive the women as othering, you tends to like objectified and not necessarily seeing it as a counterpart or a fellow human being, but rather you are trying to push aside and then objectify it and see it as something different. So, therefore, these are some of the kind of current things which are also being continuously witnessed in the contemporary period. Now, as Bordeaux and Nielsen further talks about, they have shown in literature on modern science is what replete the passage with passage and which also describe the human environmental interactions by means of an aggressive sexual idioms, which in a way where nature appears as a seductive but also as a troublesome female. Now, man tends to like from modern science view, the environment, the encounters between human and environment is seen to be even if they tends to use this idea of this aggressiveness, it tends to see as if the environment is a troublemaker, which is troublesome and which sort of demands the scientist or the human to like tame them. So, this sort of if something is a troublemaker and usually it is perceived that it needs to be tamed. So, this sort of patriarchal capitalist Western mindset in a way is being pretty much espoused in this idea of this modern science. So, which in a way is tends to be seen by Bordeaux and Nielsen, where they tends to use these sexual idioms of this aggressiveness, or which in a way can be seen as a more seductive and troublesome. Now, this sort of patriarchal mindset of objectifying, or if not the gender discrimination which exists between male and female, as if the male, that is those modern science, were having this inherent power if not authority or they have that rational explanation of using certain elements and forces to control, if not tame, the nature which is perceived to be female. Now, therefore, anthropology is no exception from this modernist Western ideas of when it comes to the use of the sexual jargon and predator-prey metaphors. That is, you tend to use or perceive something as a prey, and then you are playing a role of a predator. So, this sort of metaphors is something which has been inherent and been used in anthropology for quite some time, and Malinowski has to argue in this particular context. For instance, in 1972 he said that the ethnographer in a way has not only to spread the nets in the right place and wait for what will fall into them. He must be an active huntsman and drive his quarry into them and follow it up to its most inaccessible layers. So, this sort of as if an ethnographer is engaged in a continuous engagement in the form of hunting, or maybe playing the role of a predator, or the predator-prey sort of interface which is being looked at. I'll try to move on further with further clarifications in detail in the next lecture. So, till then we can move on to further explanations of paternalism and communalism in the context of what Pelson has tried to explain. We have quite in-depthly looked at the Orientalist approaches or the Orientalist paradigm of human and environment relationship, and how environment is being perceived from the Western modern science perspective, and what are the kind of textual translation which in a way also looked at the society nature relationship. And mostly we also talk about the kind of metaphors and jargons which are being widely used, so in a way spelled out and tries to explain the kind of relationship between human and nature. Thank you.